every conversation explores the art of thinking beyond the obvious. And today I have my special guest. Truly, truly special guest because he's an Emmy Award-winning comedian, best-selling author, and in-demand corporate speaker and leadership trainer, none other than Mr. Mark DeCArlo.
Daniel, it is a pleasure to be with you and to hear that cacophonous music. Thanks for having me on your podcast.
Likewise, Mr. Mark, it's an honor to be my guest on Abstract Essay. Can you please introduce more about yourself that I witnessed?
Oh, yeah, turn the music up.
Yes, it's off for you.
Yeah, it's good to be on your podcast, Daniel. I'm originally from Chicago, Illinois. I came out of the Second City there. I've been an improviser and an actor and a screenwriter in Los Angeles for the last 25 years. I enjoy thinking and comedy. And what I've been doing in the corporate world is I'm taking the things that I've learned through improvisation, being on Tracy Ullman's show and Curb Your Enthusiasm and other improvisational comedy shows. And I apply that to business because what people don't understand is that everybody improvises all day long. You and I are improvising right now. But when people hear that word, especially in the corporate world, improvisation, it freaks them out because they freeze up and they think it's difficult. But if you're really present and of the moment, improvising is a great way to get in touch with your true creativity. It's a way to center yourself and find your purpose, live a happier life, and lead a more productive life. So that's kind of what I talk about in my keynotes and in my workshops. And I try and show people that life is a lot easier than most people make it out to be. How's that for an intro?
Well, that's amazing. And thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world, Mr. Mark. Thank you. And today, let's talk about...
I'm loving all this effects, Daniel. This is fantastic.
Thank you. So let's talk about happy employees equals productive long-term assets.
Yes.
Definitely. So, Mr. Mark, happy employees equal productive asset is often stated, but how is Marky? Let's go specific. What is this primary psychological or neurological mechanism where the state of well-being and safety directly translates into higher order of cognitive function?
Yeah, well, you know what? Most people, you ask them, my light just went out here. Sorry about that. I'm just going to come to you from the darkness.
No worries.
A lot of companies are realizing now that the ROI on wellness programs for their employees actually makes money for them. If you're miserable, if you're in a job right now that you hate, you're not going to be very good at it, right, Daniel?
Definitely.
Right? You've got 21 podcasts, you said. You're obviously a very good podcaster, and I'm guessing you enjoy what you do.
Definitely, yes.
There are a lot of people who are making good money or are stuck in a job or a situation that makes them miserable, and they hate to go to work every day. And that's, you know what? In the year 2100, you, me, and everyone listening to this podcast is going to be dead. Yes. You only get one kick at the can. So every day that you waste being miserable and unhappy is a day you don't get back. I always think of the term, I'm going to spend time with you. That's really what you're doing. You're spending your most valuable asset, which in my opinion is time. So what I try and do is, the first thing we do is we'll go around the room and try and figure out what makes each person happy. We're all different. We're different, like snowflakes or fingerprints. Different things make different people happy. And I think the first job of an adolescent and an adult is figuring out exactly what it is that you enjoy. So I ask people, what were you doing the last time you were really happy? You know, you could have been at work,
Mhm.
you could have been at play, you could have been with your significant other, you could be playing ice hockey, whatever it happens to be. And once you figure out what that thing is, you got to figure out a way to do more of that and less than everything else. Does that make sense?
Makes sense, Mr. Mark, and we give you an applause for that.
Yeah.
Wow, very well said. Truly, truly empowering. In a finance, an asset appreciates. How do truly engaged employees actually appreciate the value over time in ways a spreadsheet misses?
What was that? You broke up a little bit here. Sorry.
Yeah. So let's redefining asset. In finance, an asset appreciates. How
Right.
do truly engaged employees actually appreciate in a value over time in a ways spreadsheet misses?
Now, I don't know if in Canada, do you have Costco stores in
Yes.
Canada?
Yeah, we do have.
Do you have Trader Joe's stores in Canada?
Trader Joe's, I'm not
No.
sure.
Okay. Then I'll use the Costco example. They're all over the
Okay.
world.
Okay.
Everybody that I've ever met and talked to at a Costco loves their job. And really, they're working in a warehouse store. It's not specifically a fantastic job, but the company, the Costco company, takes such great care of their employees. Every employee feels valued. Every employee can make a suggestion that their bosses will actually pay attention to. And things change based on suggestions from employees. If you're a CEO in the C
Yes.
suite, you've
Mm-hmm.
got no idea what's happening in the loading dock or out in the pen with all the people in their cubicles. Whoa. Unless you talk to them. And not only do you
Yes.
have to talk to them, you have to listen to them, which is the key of improvisation. Once you learn how to listen, and if you pay attention, you're paying people the highest compliment you could possibly pay because you're saying, you know what? Whatever you're saying right now is important. I'm listening to you. And if it's a good idea, I'm going to act on it. And a lot of people say that. A lot of companies profess to have that ethic. But the companies that really follow it, the companies that truly care for their people, that actually listen, are more productive, more successful. And most importantly, the people don't quit.
Mm.
So you're not retraining people every 6 months because people get burned out and they don't feel appreciated. I mean, it's basically it's the same stuff that works in romantic relationships. If you don't feel like you're being listened to or appreciated, you're gonna you're gonna leave, right?
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Does that make
Why
sense?
makes sense. Why do I stick to a place that I don't like and not being appreciated?
Right.
For
Well, and a lot of
sure.
people are stuck because maybe they have a partner and children and they can't quit their job and go be a painter or whatever. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
saying that you should just do stupid things. But what I'm saying is your most valuable asset is time. So every week, every month, every year that you waste not doing what you love to do to make a living is time you don't get back, right? My
True.
nephew is graduating from college this year and he's 21. And like every other uncle, you sit him down and you go, kid, these are the greatest years of your life. Don't piss them away. Enjoy every minute. And people said that to me when I was graduating from UCLA. And you kind of go, yeah, yeah, yeah. In truth, every day should be the best day of your life if you're truly living your purpose. And that's really the first thing that we tackle is figuring out what is my purpose. Me personally, it's taken me some time, but I found out that my purpose is entertaining people and making them happy and enlightening them. And doing comedy and doing my corporate work actually dovetail really nicely in that fashion, right? I have the incredible luxury since I was in high school. I've never, my last actual job that I had was selling ladies' shoes when I was in high school. And I didn't like it. didn't want to sell ladies' shoes. So I started
Mm-hmm.
doing comedy, and I found out that I enjoyed that. And I just decided, I almost died when I was 17 years old. I got hit by a shot put in track practice. I was
Mm-hmm.
in ICU for weeks. I almost died. And when I came out of the hospital, I said to myself, man, you know what? I could die any day, right? I'm sitting in my car doing this audition with you right now. A bus could come around the corner and kill me right now. So, knowing that, I didn't want to waste any more time selling shoes because it didn't make me feel fulfilled. It didn't make me feel happy. It didn't feel like it was my thing. And when I started doing comedy, I realized, oh, yeah, this is my thing. And you get better at it as you go along. If you
Mm-hmm.
can determine what your purpose is, and it's not easy, it's difficult to really hone in on what your purpose is. What were you put on earth to do? Every religion, every thought school has a different vocabulary for describing what I'm describing as finding your purpose. Some people, they find religion, they find God, they find happiness, they find a great sexual partner, whatever it is that thrills you, that makes you happy, that makes you want to go do something. That's your purpose. And if you focus on doing that, you'll never go broke and you'll enjoy your life. Like, what is your purpose, Daniel? Tell me what your purpose is.
Purpose why I'm creating these lots of podcasts to empower people all over the world. We have what 8 billion people, and one of those will empower of all my podcasts. One of them is priceless, just like me. I
Right.
created this podcast like I want to be like him. So I did. I created this like 22 podcasts because I want to be like him, and I want to empower that whoever listening to this podcast, I want to be like me, that inspired to do it better.
Right. That's your calling, right? You enjoy it.
Hmm.
You're clearly good at it. You got 20 podcasts. You must be great at it. But it's like I'm guessing that when you get ready to go to work, you're not, I gotta go to work. You're excited and you enjoy what you do. True?
True.
Okay. That's why
I
you're good at it. And that's why you
definitely.
can do it. That's why you can do it as a source of income, as you're living, because you enjoy it. And if you enjoy something, you're just better at it. I mean, that's common sense. And I think a lot of people don't realize that they have the power to make these choices. My dad was a lawyer. My mother was a doctor. I have to be a lawyer or a doctor because that's kind of what grown-ups do. If you want to be a lawyer or a doctor, that's great. I've got one brother who's a lawyer, one brother who's a doctor, and they love their careers and they've been very successful. I didn't want to be a doctor or a lawyer. I wanted to do this. And I think people need to know, especially younger people, you can literally do whatever you want. Now, if you just want to lay on the couch and smoke weed all day, maybe not the greatest choice, right? It's hard to make
Yes.
a living doing that. And, some people do that and then they grow out of it. But the key is to really be honest with yourself and find something that you love to do.
The most.
Musicians, writers, podcasters, painters, accountants, whatever it is, you've got to kiss a lot of frogs until you figure out exactly what it is that lights you up inside, that gives you butterflies in your stomach, that you would do for free, right? In show business, I always think in show business, they're paying
Mhm.
me to rehearse and to audition. I do the jobs for free because they're enjoyable.
Mhm.
Improvising with Jeff Garland and Larry David on Curb Your Enthusiasm, the actual shooting days were a blast.
Mhm.
But it takes a lot of work to get to those points. And I think some people get discouraged because it doesn't happen right away, or they can't figure out exactly what their purpose is, or they don't like anything, they're bored. If you're bored, it just means you haven't found your purpose yet. Because
Mhm.
when you do find your purpose, you won't be bored.
Certainly. So, Mr. Mark, let's talk about the high performer paradox. Sometimes your most productive individual is also your most toxic cultural liability. How do you handle the star whose output is high but whose behavior is destroying a long term asset value, the team around them?
Well, people like that, and they do exist, especially in the corporate world, on teams and across any endeavor. Typically, those are people, believe it or not, with low self-esteem. They
Mm,
are they 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 perform well, but it's they perform well, but they're not happy. And if they're not happy, they just take it out on other people. If you're not, I know a lot of famous actors and comedians and things. And most of them, when we're out and someone comes up and asks for an autograph, they're really gracious because you know what? The fans pay our bills, right? Fans buy tickets to our shows. Fans support us in our artistic endeavors. And how hard is it to say hi and sign an autograph? But there are
mm,
a small percentage of people who are just jerks. And they're jerks because, in my opinion, they're not happy. And either they have imposter syndrome, which is very prevalent in the business world. These high achievers that are barking out orders and telling everybody else what to do are doing it because they don't really think they know what they're talking about. And they're afraid that people are going to figure out that they're faking it. We're all faking it. No one knows, you know, every year you get older, you don't know what it's like to be that age. You figure it out. And you have to do it fearlessly to be happy. You don't want to live your life in fear. And I certainly don't want to live my life being angry and mean and punching down at people. If you're a high performer, you'd be an even higher performer if you took the time to listen to other people and be considerate and nice. Because you know what? Even though you think you're a genius, there may be other people in your team that have good ideas every once in a while. And that's one of the things we talk about in the workshops: teamwork and team communication. Typically in business, you've got groups of 6, 8, 4 people that are dedicated to a particular, we're going to launch a new product, we're working on this new marketing endeavor, whatever it is. If you got 6 people at the table, you got to figure out a way to listen to all 6 people. Now, not all 6 people are going to have great ideas all the time, but every once in a while, they're going to have a great idea. So if you've already decided that this one person in the corner is an idiot and I'm never going to listen to him, and every time he or she says something, you make fun of them and you say, oh my God, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. If they ever do have a great idea, they're going to be too shy to say it because they don't want to be embarrassed. What they teach us at Second City, learning improvisation, is there's no bad ideas. And I'm sure you've heard this term, yes and. So if the 6 of us are sitting around backstage, we're trying to write a sketch, and someone says the dumbest idea, you can respond 2 ways. Oh my God, that's a dumb idea. Or you can say, you know what? Having a monkey chewing a piece of bamboo on a griddle at a Waffle House is a dumb idea. Isn't a great idea. But you know what? I like monkeys and I like Waffle Houses. What if we did blah, 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 blah? And you include everyone in the team in yes anding, building on whatever anybody says. You throw away the stuff that doesn't work politely, and you add in your own thing. And by the end of this process, the 6 of you have created something more on point and better than any one of you could have done it. But that only works if everyone on the team trusts each other and, most importantly, listens. The key to improvisation, the key to creativity, the key to finding your purpose and being happy is listening, because you don't know everything. Someone knows it. And your job is to find those people and encourage them. And by doing that, you're going to help yourself. And some of the leading corporations now are realizing that by spending money on wellness programs and happiness programs with their employees, it's win-win. The employees end up with a happier, more productive life, and you get more work out of them because they love coming to work. They love the people they're working with. They trust the people they're working with. And they enjoy accomplishing things as a group. And again, individuals can have brilliant ideas, but you could put a group of people together that aren't all geniuses and come up with a better idea because you need different perspectives. You know, you're a Canadian, I'm an American. If we were together to work on some project, you would say stuff that I would never think of in a million years, right?
Certainly, Mr. Mark. So let's talk about the customer connection. How does the internal state of your workforce inevitably bleed through to the customer experience? Can you trace the line from employee feeling respected to a customer feeling truly cared for?
That's an excellent question, Daniel. Yeah. Have you ever walked into a store and there's a cranky person in it behind the register? Or, hey, can you help me with this? No. If you, as an employee, are living your best life, living your purpose, living in wellness and happiness, you're going to radiate that, most especially to your customers. Because if you are selling something or you have a product or whatever it is that you do for your business, if you are happy and productive, that means you believe in what you're doing. And if you believe in what you're doing that customer a favor by sharing it with them and telling them. If you're selling shoes, you know what? These shoes would look great on you because XYZ. These shoes are so comfortable, whatever the specifics are. If you are happy, you radiate happiness. The ancient Eastern meditative traditions, the Buddhists, the transcendental meditators, they all talk about vibration, right? And the world exists, it's all vibration. And when you are happy or you're vibrating at a higher frequency, and people pick up on that. It's like when a bunch of women all live together and their cycles get together. Or you know somebody, you play tennis with them, you play pickleball with them, and you've done it long enough. You know what they're going to do before they do it. That kind of synergy is contagious because it's vibratory. That's how the world works at a molecular level and at a intellectual and personal level. We're just not always aware of it. So if you are doing a good job and you're happy and productive, customers pick up on that. And you're giving them things that they need, right? You're not going to sell a customer something that they don't need because then they won't come back. But if you're the person that takes the time to listen to them and really hear what their problems are and really hear what their issues are, and you can supply a solution, you're helping them. You're helping them a lot, and they will come back to you time and time and time again. So you're not wasting your time and money and effort constantly generating new leads. Your leads generate new leads for you because you're good at what you do and you're fun to be around and happy. It all sounds so simple. The hard part is getting up every day and living this life and deciding today I'm going to be happy. I just broke my leg, but you know what? Still alive. I'm going through cancer treatment, but you know what? It's working. And I really believe it's going to be good. And I'm going to live every day to my fullest. I have a friend that's going through treatment right now, and she came to visit me from Georgia in California. And all she wanted to do is go to Shakey's Pizza and have a pizza because all the Shakey's in Georgia have closed. So we went in Los Angeles and we had a pizza at Shakey's and we had a fantastic, happy lunch. And with all the crap that this person is going through, she smiled and we laughed all day, and it brought her joy to have a pizza because she knows what makes herself happy. And that particular day, it was having pizza. So the onus is really on the individual to be honest and take inventory and think. Take the time to think, geez, what makes me happy? When was the last time I was truly happy? What was I doing? Was I skiing? Was I doing a Wordle? Was I singing karaoke? Was I working in the garden? Whatever it is. You've got to try a bunch of different things before you figure out, oh, I like this stuff. I don't like that stuff. Every time you realize you don't like something, don't do it anymore. You got a finite amount of hours in the day and in your life. Use them for things that make you happy and feed your soul. And if you do that, your life improves. And if your life improves, your prosperity will improve. And if your prosperity improves, that will radiate to all the loved ones in your life. It's how life works. And it sounds simple and it sounds Pollyanna. And on one level it is. But some days I wake up and I don't feel like being happy. So on those days, it's a little harder to get going. But what's the alternative? Be miserable? What's the point?
Happy always, people, because life is too short. And Mr. Mark, before we wrap up our discussion for today, I'm inviting you to please do listen to my other podcast, people, because my abstract essay is already in 6th season, abstract poetry and 3rd season, and my book 101 review in 6th season as well, comedy 101 in 3rd season, and food 101 in 6th season too, geography 101, love letters, movie 101 review, music 101 are in 5th season, science 101, sex 101 in 4th season, and of course spiritual awakening 101, trivia 101, law 101, mental health 101, motivation 101, entrepreneurship 101, of course my Bible verses 101 are my baby podcast. Please listen to them wherever
What do you talk about on the geography podcast?
Well, the places that I've been through, Mr. Mark. So will you please come over and let's talk about the places that you've been through, or your favorite place?
Well, I hosted a show on the Travel Channel for 5 years called Taste of America. So I've been to over 500 cities in America. I've been to Portugal, Spain, Italy, Mexico, the Caribbean, Canada. Been to Canada many times. Love Canada.
Awesome. Please do come over. Geography 101, Mr. Mark. So my last question is, these philosophy starts at the top. What is the most important and non-negotiable habit for a mindset a leader must adopt for themselves before they can authentically and effectively foster this kind of environment for their team?
The number one most important thing for every leader is to listen to the people lower than you on the org chart. Sometimes the best ideas come to the C-suite from the loading dock. And when you are too big and too full of yourself to listen to the people around you, you've lost the game. Listen and be malleable.
That's a great word, Mr. Mark. Be malleable. And thank you so much for sharing. Thank you for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world. So can you please invite our listeners to support your book, your business, or whatever projects that you're doing right now?
Sure. You can check me out at markdecarlospeaker.com. You can get my book there. And that's where I hang out on the internet.
Yes, people. After this, Mr. Mark will be my guest on Book 101 Review, and we will talk about his book. I think it's the latest book, right, Mr. Mark?
It is the latest book, Daniel.
Awesome. So tune in, people. We are live also, and these episodes will be published next month to the podcast itself. So, Mr. Mark, thank you so much for your time.
Daniel, it was a pleasure. You made me very happy.
Likewise, Mr. Mark. More to come, people. See you soon.